and welcome back to Borderlands 4. I am about 88% now into the game, so still lots of way to go, but I'm nearly close to the finishing line, if you will. I have had a blast as I blast away literally my grenade view all with this game. It has been a lot of fun playing this game, but I'm here really to announce to everyone the sad day. It's a sad day in the gaming industry, and it's an end of an era, and I'm not very happy about it, but a lot of people are not happy about it, so I'm here really to announce the sad news. It's the death of physical media gaming, and this announcement plain as sucks. That Sony have just gone berserk, and they've just gone, with all these decisions, is absolutely just gone to the dark side. So really, it's about today's announcement. Really, is more about a cloudy day on the gaming industry. I'm not alone. A lot of people are very sad about it and really annoyed, but it's not going to just be Sony. I think I knew this day would come, but I wouldn't think next 2 years that they wouldn't stop making physical media gaming altogether. As a physical media gamer myself, I am absolutely heartbroken. As always, been a Sony customer, I have never been so annoyed and frustrated and proper disappointed at them. But this decision has just seemed to have come out of nowhere. I'm just like, what the hell are they thinking? What the hell, are they doing? And as I said, it's not just me. I'm not alone with this, but a lot of things are going digitalized. So the first nail in the coffin for me was the announcement for Grand Theft Auto 6, and there'll be no physical game there. So Rockstar are doing it as well. With that decision I wasn't too pleased about, but I didn't think that in the next few years it'd be bye physical media gaming altogether, because of Grand Theft Auto 6 being the first one to do it. But I hope in a way that customers would complain, and that would make somehow a big U-turn for Rockstar to change their mind and make more money, and hopefully, PlayStation will do the same, but I do not know. This is a worrying time for gaming. It is a sad time for gaming. When you look for it, when the gaming industry makes billions and billions and billions. But as I said, with this digital download thing in the box, Sony's not really the first. This is the first time I've known a PlayStation game to do it, more or less, with this digital download code for these games. I know the Nintendo Switch more or less, do it. You get a box and then you just get an empty code, but it's where is the love in that? Where is the enjoyment of that? It's just that scene off SpongeBob. It's I couldn't afford you anything this year, so I got you a box. I shouldn't laugh, because it is very, very sad that, they took something, they've taken our enjoyment away from us over, greed and power. That all these decisions are just absolutely wild, and they've just come out of nowhere for me with these, decisions for me personally. But do I think the gaming industry is ready to go all digital and all online? No, I really do not. Like, please comment below when it was, but I feel like fairly recently, one of the Call of Duty games, and I remember only a few years ago, I can't remember when because I'm terrible at remembering years and dates sometimes, but I feel like it was fairly quite fresh in a way that the PlayStation Network went berserk basically because it couldn't cope with all the capacity of millions and millions of Call of Duty players. So a lot of people could not log into the PSN for like about 4 days because it went into like this glitch and haywire. So you couldn't even like upload your trophies, you couldn't like go into online games, do online games, or like the digital games that you purchase. You couldn't get into them like for about for a couple of days just because of a Call of Duty game. You see, if it can do that, then 100% I don't think it's ready for like, in particularly with Grand Theft Auto, and this has been a big one. This has been the big lead up for Grand Theft Auto because a lot of people have been waiting over 10 years since Grand Theft Auto 5 really, and a lot of people have been waiting since 2014. I think the last one was technically made, but then we had like the updates on the 5th one, so then it got re-released for PlayStation 4 in 2014, and then it might have been 2013 originally on the PlayStation 3. I get you back for that one. And then you had the PlayStation 4 update, and then you had a PS5 update re-release for Grand Theft Auto 5. But anyway, it's been years and years. It's been technically years. People have been waiting for it, and there's millions and millions and millions of people have been waiting for it. I think it's gonna, honestly, I think the PSN is gonna have a freak out, and it's gonna just crash and burn. And the thing is, they're on about making it digitalized. I hear the PlayStation 6 as well have been also delayed due to, I think, something to do with the AI, something to do with like, I think the AI microchip, something like that. And so we might not even get the next generation of console straight away, and hopefully really Sony will back out and change their minds that digital is not really the way to go. I really don't think it is. I believe in keeping physical media absolutely alive, because that one, it's there, it's just there, it's that's yours to own. And the second thing is, yes, the internet can't cope with all these people using it. So I hope there's a campaign, honestly, against it. But this is not the only crazy decision they have decided to make. One decision I can get why, the other decision I also found very disgusting, if you ask me. But the other decision they did make, so in 2027 so next year, only literally next year, it will be the final death of the PlayStation Store being used for PS3, on the PS3, and on the PlayStation Vita. Now that decision I can get why, because it is like, with a PlayStation 3 that's over 20, it's like 20 years ago. Don't that make you feel really old? Because it's weird that I still find the PlayStation 3 really relevant, oddly, to this day. And that is because the PlayStation are not really backwards compatible. And I will do that on another video on another day. So like, I can insert a PlayStation 3 game, for example, on a PlayStation 5, because it just doesn't work that way. Like, you know, it would cost them a lot of money. So I get why they do that, but I think they should just, in a way they should just make a console all for one for PS1, PS2, PS3 and PS4 and PS5, all in one for the digital collectors, really. But yeah, it is maddening that, you know, they have survived that long for the PlayStation 3 still being active, and the PS Vita still being acted. Yeah, I think that's sad in a way that it has come to a close, even for them. It is a bit sad, because, like, you know, it's just, again, I think it's more sad, obviously, about the digital copies coming to the end, and I'll get back to that one as well, that I think a lot could go wrong, on my opinion. But, you know, you've got things now, it's not really too much a surprise, really, when you've got things, I suppose, like Steam Decks now. I hear they're becoming very popular, because that's just all online. But again, it's all Wi-Fi use. I mean, what if Wi-Fi is down? With me, I need a distraction, see, so my gaming is kind of a distraction. So I really would rather the physical use. Like, I think Steam Decks are a bit buggy, and I think even having a PS Portal's a bit buggy. I will get back to you. I know what my favourite all-time handheld console is, but I will explain why on another video for you. So I will come back to you on that one. So more on the crazy Sony decisions, really, I'm coming back to. So another one they have decided to do, which I think is absolutely disgusting, and I hope they lose a lot of money, and I hope that a lot of people come down on them on, is people have purchased movies from the PlayStation Store, I heard as well. And yeah, that is absolutely crazy that people have lost, they haven't even given people's money back, and I think that is very, very wrong. And I'm so glad I do not purchase movies myself off the Sony store, and they've just took people's movies away from them, which I think is wrong, see. And if they can do that with movies, they could do that with your games. Just take them from the crook of your finger. And I don't agree with that with, you know, movies or games, really, or with the gaming industry. With movies, personally, I also believe in collecting, really, because, again, one, that's yours to keep, and two, with these streaming services like Netflix or Now TV or, you know, Disney Plus or Paramount or, you know, Amazon Prime, but especially like Netflix, the films you notice typically on Netflix, they remove them and they drop them like a hat, really. Like, you know, the Harry Potter franchise, for example, was on Netflix for a little bit, and then the next minute, poof, you know, poof, it was gone up into thin air, which I think it was a bit sad, but I'm quite lucky. I own all my Harry Potters on, you know, I got a DVD box set for all my Harry Potter movies. So, like, that's why I'm more, like, a fan of, like, collecting things like that. And I think one of the films removed from Sony was, like, Terminator as well. One of my all-time favourites, actually. Saying that. Yeah, I know you could get, like, Terminator probably, like, on Now TV, I think, with, like, the second one. And yeah, but for me, you can't really get Terminators that much. I more OG Terminator. I like the first one, and I really like my favorite is actually the second one. And I was quite surprised. I think they even, Sony still removed the second one off you, I believe, because it was a picture of, I noticed, of Arnie on it, so it must have been Terminator. 2 then they removed, and they haven't given people's money back. Yeah, so that is really, really must be really frustrating on people. But yeah, I am against it anyway. And there's certain films you can't even get, you know, on these streaming services. So I believe even keeping your DVDs absolutely alive, and even with CDs, keep CDs alive. I know it's mad, you think, oh my god, how are CDs, you know, be kept going when you've got iTunes, you got Spotify. I gotta admit, I do like Spotify, and I am quite glued to Spotify, but I still like owning, you know, a physical album. It's just like nice, it's satisfying to even purchase that. Mainly for me, you know, I have one main artist, everyone does, but this is more about gaming, not to like who I listen to like all the time. But I do have one main artist, and for me, collecting things like that for my main favourite artist, okay, I will say it is Miley Cyrus, personally, for me, is my favourite singer, so I like collecting, like, her stuff, and yeah, I do find that, you know, satisfying. And you got things like, it's bonkers, like vinyl. Now, I'm not really a vinyl person, you know what I mean, I don't listen to vinyls, but I think it's mad you can collect modern day vinyls. So even though I haven't listened to it, I just purchased 2 of, you know, as I said, I like things of, you know, Miley Cyrus with me. So I have got, I'm going off the track here, but like I have got a Plastic Hearts one, because that was my favourite, and I have got an Some Vacation on like vinyl, like as modern day vinyl, only because like I am a collector and I do enjoy, you know, collecting things. And the thing is, even though I said I am like glued to Spotify, I do personally use it, but that even has glitches, and you can't, you know, listen to your music like that, you know, like that. So yeah, there are technical hiccups, if you will, even with that. So anyway, I think it's important to keep physical media, with you. But anyway, to the next one, and I will tell you, you know, what's the rarest, maybe PS3 games, you know, that you can't get on the store, that you can't even purchase on the store. But it's better if I come on here, like, physically, and say what I physically own, and be like, yeah, you can't get this on the store, by the way, and you can't get that on the store. So maybe that'll be a different video for another time. And also the breakdown of, you know, the ending of physical media, and maybe for the PlayStation store with the PS3 and the PS Vita. But yeah, they will be separate videos, and I will come on here to say what's my favourite handheld console, I think, as well, for another time. But anyway, bye, and sad day for gaming, and RIP physical media gaming. Goodbye.